I wanted to see if I would be able to navigate the pricing on H&R Block with the most recent FTC filing, Federal Trade Commission. I had posted a video yesterday, so again, I'll leave that video in the description or at the end of this video as well, where you can click and watch it in relation to the FTC settlement with H&R Block. So let's take a look on their website here and see if we, as a CPA, as a tax professional, I'm able to navigate and figure out what they actually mean. So here we are on their homepage here. And again, it looks like we have a couple options here. It looks like we can work with a tax pro. We can file our taxes on our own, file small business. So let's kind of just go and let's see if we can work with a tax pro. And let's see, so it looks like they have a price match guarantee. So let's see if we can figure out pricing before we do any of this. All right, here we go. So estimate your pricing. So again, so we had a W-2 job. So it looks like state's an additional fee. So let's say we had dependents, and let's say that we also had, we earned interest, and we had an HSA plan. So it looks like we're looking at about $245. Again, it's just estimated, so that looks fairly easy enough to figure out. Let's see, so it's just estimated. So let's see what's our guarantee here. Maximum refund and much more. Receive 20% off next year's tax if we fail to provide 4 benefits included. Upfront pricing, transparent. So it looks like they will not give you any sort of refund in the current year. So they kind of lock you in. So I don't think I like that component of it. Again, I've never used them, so I'm just kind of playing around on the website, no different than if I was a consumer trying to figure things out. So that doesn't seem very, it seems easy enough to get an estimate, but I wonder if that actually is the actual price, and then how much is the actual state fee. Let's see if we could figure out how much the state costs. Doesn't look like it shows the price for the state. It looks like you got to basically make an appointment in order to figure out what it is, which again, that kind of locks you in. I kind of like it better when they list it. A lot of these places end up with form per form pricing. So basically what that means is depending upon what kind of forms you have, what do you have to enter, so it kind of is like a direct correlation, and they pretty much have a flat rate for that. So which is why I'm kind of surprised that they don't list out, form pricing are a little bit more clear. So I guess I can kind of see where the FTC issue is. Let's kind of also go down and let's see if I click on help me choose. Let's see if we get a, let's just say I like to connect phone or video. Yes, we'll send docs virtually. Here's the best option. File taxes with the pro virtually. Okay, again, $89. So again, it's deceiving. Plus additional state fee. So can we find that additional state fee? Let's see if we can find that star. That's that. 5 million. So that doesn't even tell us anything about a state fee. So okay, so we can't find a state fee there. Let's just click on taxes and see what takes us here. So let's see our options here. So we have an option here to file on our own, file taxes with tax help, let a profile for you. So this looks like it's just virtually using their software. So plus zero, again, so file online, tax from any device, self-paced tax prep for simple returns, easy doc upload from phone, tablet, or computer. So let's see what we can figure out if we just want to do self-prep. I think this is where a lot of the FTC issues came from, is within the self-prep of the return. So let's see if we can figure out the price of this. So let's see, self-prep tax for simple returns. Okay, so this is somewhat helpful, although probably for the average everyday person, it really won't be that helpful looking at these forms. So again, this looks like is what's included in the free file form. So it kind of goes back to what I said in relation to, form-based pricing. So again, if you have any of these forms, it looks like it's basically just a form 1040. These are kind of some of the things that are inclusive in just that form 1040. You can do electronic filing. And then again, you get the earned income credit. That's another big one there. Additional child tax credit. That's a good one. And that's really it. So you have additional charges for schedules 1, 2, 3. Again, that's not included in that. It's okay. So let's see. If I click on file my own taxes here, let's see if we can figure out how much it costs. So we already clicked on the tax forms. It's all start for free. Compare filing options. So I don't really see a way to have reviews, but I don't see a way for pricing. It only tells you about tax forms included for free. Let's see if we click start for free, how that works out. Okay, you have to set up a username in a account. I don't want to do that. I just want to know how much it's going to cost me to file my taxes based on the forms that I have. So this really isn't very intuitive or user-friendly, in my opinion. Even coming as a tax professional, a CPA, I can't tell you how much I'd end up paying for this. Let's just kind of scroll down below and just see if there's something that I'm missing. Again, so it's just too much going on. It's too difficult. Yeah, I can see why the FTC has had a claim against them. So let's try this one. Let's see, file your taxes with expert help. So let's see what this is. Easy tax prep with extra help. So this looks like if you have questions or whatnot, you can call in. So this one, if you have childcare expenses, if you're a homeowner, itemized deductions, freelancing gig workers, health savings account. Now this is a little bit deceiving here. So now I wonder, this is one of my questions, and I feel like this probably ends up popping up, and maybe somebody who used H&R Block can comment. So if you actually end up using a standard deduction, are they still going to charge you for the deluxe, or are you going to be able to downgrade if you still fit within that? And I wonder if that is actually part of the FTC, part of what the FTC was talking about, whereas people upgrade to deluxe to see if you're able to qualify, for that deluxe and for the additional deductions. And then if you don't actually, you end up taking the standard deduction, so you never end up with the Schedule A if they still charge you the deluxe pricing. Again, I'm wondering that I think is part of that actual settlement. But again, if somebody has used it, feel free to comment. So this looks like it's pretty straightforward. So it's $35 plus $37 for state filed. So at least they give you the price of the state. So let's see what's included for tax forms. So state forms. So these look like the states that are included. So you got Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut. So it looks like majority of states that have an income tax are on here. Let's see federal forms that are included. Okay, so you get Schedules 1 and 2, Schedule 3. All those are included. So this looks like majority. So probably majority of people that have a semi-complex tax situation would probably file under deluxe for this. But again, I'd be curious to see if anybody actually goes through to actually start preparing their tax return to see where it comes up to. I'm just kind of looking here. Again, we compare filing options, and then again, it looks like you can use a pro. I'd be curious to see if the pros are, truly pros on here, as there's a shortage within the accounting profession and tax preparation profession. So being a national company, I'd be curious to see like how much expertise these individuals have. Are they actually retired tax professionals, brand new tax professionals? Like what level do they have? And then again, this looks like it's the actual, what we went through before, or if we click on that, work with a pro. You have multiple options. So if you did it from home, and then looks like you connect, and they're probably going to make me, again, they want you to set up an account. I wish that they would provide like a price listing, an actual price listing of how much it costs to do it. So kind of pretty much goes through it. So, again, I'm still equally as confused. So I definitely can see where customers would also be confused consumers would be confused when you're trying to figure out how much your tax return is going to cost you. That's why I always suggest I'm not saying that this is the wrong service, or it's not a great service, but it's just not clear and transparent. So, if you have a lot of time and you're able to kind of put your whole tax situation in, it basically seems like you have to put all your tax scenario in, and then they'll give you an out-the-door price at the end after you've already done it or they've already done it. And then at which point you're kind of like, all right, well, I'm already there and I might as well just pay the fee, because otherwise I got to go redo it or I got to find somebody else to do it. And by that time it's too late. So I really just wish that they would actually, in fact, give you upfront pricing. Let's kind of take a look at their guarantees that they state here, because they do state a lot of guarantees. So switch to H&R Block and you get 100% accuracy and max refund guarantee. So let's see what this means. So we have your back. That's why we offer so many guarantees, whether you file your taxes in person, online. So it looks like everything. So no surprise. So again, as we said before, the 20% off next year's tax prep if they fail. I would think you'd want to give it off the current year's, but again, that's just my own 2 cents worth. And it kind of also draws a red flag, as if you're putting it right here, how many people are not happy with your tax preparation services? Again, I'm sure there's a lot that are happy, but again, I would be curious to see how many are not happy with it, and that's why you have to post. We'd give you 20% off next year. Maximum refund guarantee. So let's read this. If you discover an error on H&R Block's tax preparation software that entitles you to a larger refund or smaller liability, we will refund the software fees you paid to prepare that return, and you may use our software to amend your return at no additional charge. To qualify for this, a refund claim must be made during the calendar year in which your return was prepared, and the larger refund or smaller tax liability must not be due to an incomplete, inaccurate, or inconsistent information supplied by you. Positions taken by you, by your choice not to claim a deduction or credit, conflicting laws, or changes in laws after. So again, this is kind of a little bit conflicting information here and a little bit confusing. So the maximum refund guarantee really only applies to their software. So basically the way I read this is if their software makes an error in a calculation or whatnot, then therefore you'd get a refund back. However, if you answer a question wrong, if you don't provide information, or if you inadvertently choose to select not to get one of the credits, or again not to upgrade because you don't want to pay that upgrade fee, and in order to upgrade you need to get that additional credit, that would not apply under this maximum refund guarantee. So again, a little bit deceiving, but you have to really just dig into it. So again, similar with anything else, I think it's a matter that they're going to try any which way to get out of it. They're basically going to say that everything here looks like it's based on their program and their software. So again, they're going to ask you specific questions. So if you answer the questions wrong, whether that be with somebody else that prepares it and signs it, or whether that be on your own. So kind of let's look at the options here. So filing your taxes on your own, which would be that you would 100% do it on your own. File your taxes with expert help. That looks like that you can call in and get support if you need help or have tax questions. But again, the question comes up, is that really worth it? Like, are you actually getting somebody that's qualified and knows about taxes? Or are you going to end up pulling your hair out and spending a few hours on the phone? Or your other option is to let a tax pro file it for you. So I would assume they would sign, the tax pro would sign it. You'd provide all the docs, they'd prepare it, you would review it and sign it, and they'd go over it with you. Again, I wish there was a little bit more transparency in regards to pricing. And I still think based on that FTC thing, they slightly disclosed the free in here, but again, it's not 100% clear as far as what is inclusive and free. And then again, being somebody that doesn't necessarily know taxes, you're not going to be able to click on that. This is extremely confusing to say simple returns. If you don't ever do a tax return, you're never going to really know what the forms are and what forms you have in your return. So in my opinion, that doesn't really help you. I think they need to go to the actual tax forms that you receive. Like you received a W-2. You received, a 1095A, you received a 1099 interest, and then like all those things, and then you put that in there, and then it gives you the price. That I think would be a little bit more transparent. But again, things to follow for that $7 million settlement for consumers. But hopefully you guys found this video helpful and intuitive, and please subscribe, like, and comment, and happy to answer any questions anyone has.